Good afternoon and welcome to WEFM's Midday News, brought to you with the kind compliments of Court St. Vincent Limited.
It's Match Madness at Courts Ready Cash, so be ready for craziness. For all of Match, you can get a stove, a smart TV, recliner, or sofa bed, valued up to $2,599 for free with your loan of $3,500 and over. It's madness all month long. Are you ready? Hurry! Visit your nearest Courts or Courts Ready Cash store or apply online at www.readyfinancecaribbean.com. At Courts Ready Cash, we are ready when you are. Conditions apply. Offer valid while stocks last.
Welcome back to WEFM's Midday News, brought to you with the kind compliments of Court St. Vincent Limited. I am your presenter, Rajiv Providence. First, on the local scene. This week is being recognized as Tax Week here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, where the Inland Revenue Department takes the opportunity to educate the public about what they do, as well as to remind them about the deadline for the filing of their tax returns. In an interview with WEFM earlier today, Comptroller at the Inland Revenue Department, Kelvin Pompey, took the time to discuss with us which companies and individuals are expected to file their taxes by March 31st, 2022.
Because come the 31st of March, which is this Thursday, it's the deadline for all employees to file return on income that was obtained for 2021. Additionally, companies with a December year end are also due to file, as well as professionals, self-employed persons, and unincorporated businesses. They're all due to file returns by March 31st. March 31st also, on that day, is also the due date for estimated tax payment. That is, all businesses should be paying advanced taxes or estimated taxes based on their previous year filing. And the March 31st is one of the quarters.
Mr. Pompey said while general compliance has been on the rise, he is concerned that some employers who are neglecting to file their end-of-year PAYE packages.
We do have a concern, I think, however, looking at the data so far in terms of employers who have not filed their end-of-year PAYE packages. This year we are seeing a higher non-compliance in that particular area. And I want to take this opportunity to encourage employers that they are obligated by law to submit their PAYE packages, which would show the tax deducted from all employees for the tax period 2021, and to encourage them to submit these returns by the 31st of March. These PAYE packages should have been filed since the end of January.
Failure to submit an end-of-year PAYE package, according to Mr. Pompey, can result in a fine to the employer of not exceeding $20,000 or imprisonment for a term not exceeding 1 year. He says that over the years, the Inland Revenue Department has been hesitant in enforcing these penalties, but they have come to the decision that examples must be set. He, however, says that it is his hope that this does not have to be the case. Minister of Finance Camilo Gonzalez, while appearing as a guest on the Issues at Hand program aired on Sundays on WEFM, provided an update on the progress being made in regards to the new hospital that is to be constructed. Minister Gonzalez disclosed that designs for the hospital have been completed and that representatives from the World Bank were in country last week to hold a meeting concerning the various aspects of the new facility.
The hospital, the physical structure of the hospital, is completely designed. We have the designs, we have the construction drawings, we have all the schematics for the physical design of the hospital. The list of equipment and the cost of the equipment that we need and how we're dividing the services to be used, cardiology and radiology and all the other ologies. All of that is completely set in stone. We know what we're doing. We know how we're building the hospital, the physical aspects of the hospital.
He then went on to speak more on the purpose of the World Bank's visit to SVG.
Obviously, everything has gotten more expensive over the last couple of years. And so construction is more expensive. So we were doing some value engineering to make sure that every dollar that we plan to spend on construction is optimized and we can build it as affordably and efficiently as possible. So that was one aspect, the structural elements. They also came to look at our existing equipment at the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital, because when the original designers designed it, they assumed essentially that all the equipment that we put in the new hospital would be new equipment. Since that design has taken place, we've bought things like just yesterday, a new CT scanner arrived at the port. And we're going to install that CT scanner over the next couple of weeks. If we buy a new CT scanner now, we don't need to buy a brand new CT scanner in 2 years. You can move that CT scanner from Milton Cato to the new facility and the laboratory. We bought a lot of new laboratory equipment during the COVID pandemic. That's also transferable.
That was the Minister of Finance, Camilo Gonzalez. Still on the local scene, there is currently one patient admitted for COVID-19 care here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, according to the latest COVID-19 update from the Ministry of Health, Wellness and the Environment. The ministry's update, dated March 27, 2022, also shows that there are currently 2 active cases of the virus in the country, following the recovery of one individual. There were no new deaths recorded, which means SVG's COVID-19 death toll remains at 106. A total of 69,602 COVID-19 vaccines have been administered in country so far, 36,033 being first doses and 30,123 being second doses. 3,446 COVID-19 booster shots have been administered. Since March of 2020, St. Vincent and the Grenadines has recorded 6,746 PCR COVID-19 cases. On to news in the region. St. Kitts and Nevis's Prime Minister Dr. Timothy Harris says that his administration is currently exploring the possibility of wage and salary increases for workers in the Twin Island Federation. Speaking at the annual convention of the ruling People's Labour Party PLP on Saturday, Harris said that he asked the financial secretary to consider the cost of granting the increase. Out of love of my heart and that of my cabinet, I know money coming for you, said Harris, who added that with uncertainty in the global environment, the prices of goods and services are increasing due to matters beyond the nation's control. I feel your pain. My government has been considering it, and we are going to be bringing you some measures that will bring some relief to you. St. Kitts and Nevis's Prime Minister said these will include measures to reduce gas prices at the pump and will reduce certain taxes on certain items of groceries to make the cost of living more manageable for all. He also promised to devote the next 3 years of his term to make St. Kitts and Nevis the #1 country in the entire world. The Barbados government's move to double the tax on sweetened beverages has gotten the seal of approval from the Barbados Association of Retired Persons, BARP. BARP President Marilyn Rice Bowen gave the decision a thumbs up recently during a press launch at the association's Moorview House, Hastings, Christchurch headquarters. BARP places a high value on advocacy, and as a member of the Childhood Obesity Coalition, we acknowledge with gratitude the recent 20% tax imposed on sweetened beverages, Rice Bowen remarked. She told members of the media that this move would save current and future generations of Barbadians. On the international scene, Russia's war on Ukraine has cost Ukraine $564.9 billion so far in terms of damage to infrastructure, lost economic growth, and other factors, according to Ukraine's economy minister. The fighting has damaged or destroyed 8,000 kilometers of roads and 10 million square meters of housing, Yulia Sviridenko said in a social media post. Russia continues to say it's conducting a special military operation in Ukraine with the aim of demilitarizing the country. Ukraine and its Western allies have said the narrative is an excuse for an unprovoked invasion. Face-to-face talks between Ukraine and Russia are expected to take place this week. Russian presidential spokesman Dmitry Peskov has now said it's unlikely they will begin today, but may start on Tuesday. And finally, in sports, Canada beat Jamaica 4-0 to reach their first Men's World Cup in 36 years. Victory in Toronto means Canada are assured of finishing in one of the top three places in the final stage of CONCACAF qualifying for Qatar 2022. The last World Cup appearance came at Mexico 1986, where they finished bottom of their group without scoring. Kyle Larin and Tajan Bushanan put Canada 2-0 up at halftime before Junior Hoylett and Adrian Mariappa own goal sealed the victory. It led to joyous celebrations from the sellout crowd at the BMO field as Canada clinched the World Cup qualification for only the second time. This has been WEFM's Midday News. I have been your presenter, Rajiv Providence. Join us again at 3 p.m. for WEFM's 3 p.m. News. WEFM's Midday News is brought to you with the kind compliments of Courts St. Vincent Limited.
Love our style at Quartz Optical, Toscana, Ray-Ban, Armani, and much more with up to 75% off selected frames. Buy that frame and pay nothing for 30 days. Book your eye examination online today on www.quartzoptical.com. We've got the frames you love only at Quartz Optical. Value you can see. Special conditions apply.